Hi, Rob from Dreki Tech here, and today I am reviewing the Vantrue OnDash R2 dashcam. I gave this dashcam a 4 out of 5 rating, noting its decent daylight video, good nighttime video, and excellent mounting hardware. The camera itself is very well made. It is matte black with silver highlights and about the size of a G1W. The rear is dominated by a screen and 4 buttons. The screen is built in such a way that it's easy to wipe off any fingerprints and smudges, far better than the reset screens of other dashcams I've tested. The user interface is straightforward and probably the best I've used so far, because all of the buttons make sense and the menus are easy to understand. The camera's build itself is fantastic, and my favorite part of this package is the included mounting hardware. I really like how the power cable has an additional USB charging port for a phone or other device. This mounting hardware feels much sturdier than other dashcams I've tested, which just slip onto the mount, and the camera wiggles less while driving as a result. During the day, video quality is very good. Details are clear and colors are bright. The white balance is on point and everything is sharp and in focus. The Vantrue offers up to 2K resolution, but after comparing footage from the various options, I found myself preferring the 1080p mode, and I think that is because the 2K mode is too compressed. At 18,000 kbit per second, there are artifacts blurring fine details, and it is somewhat distracting to see the road go blocky as footage is being played back. In 1080p mode, this effect is not as pronounced, but I still do notice there is an unpleasant sparkling effect of details on the pavement immediately in front of the vehicle as they come into focus from distant compression. That's not to say that the Vantrue has bad video quality, far from it in fact. But if you look at the screenshots comparing an AR0330 camera with the Vantrue, the cheap AR camera has more fine details, especially on distant objects like trees and buildings on the horizon. But, as you can see, the Vantrue has significantly better color balance. In 2K mode, the Vantrue has a little more detail, but it still has that sparkle, so it detracts from the overall quality. Between the two cameras, I find myself unable to decide which I like more. The Vantrue has significantly better color representation, but the AR is just a little bit smoother when played back. At night, the Vantrue camera does a much better job with detail. When reviewing city footage, I was able to read license plates and street signs easier than with other cameras I tested, and out in the country the camera is able to pick up a good amount of light using just the headlights. Compared to the AR, the Vantrue manages more detail in darker situations, and so far it's probably the best night footage I've had from a dashcam. In terms of audio quality, the Vantrue is about average. I found the sound muffled and heavily weighted towards bass tones. It will pick up talking inside of a vehicle just fine, but don't expect to hear anyone outside of the vehicle unless they are really speaking loudly. Here's a sample. So this is what it sounds like when I'm rolling in at about 50 kilometers per hour of my car. The Vantrue has a 4 megapixel sensor, and it attempts to upscale the resolution of still images to 12 megapixels. Unfortunately, while doing this, it also incorrectly squashes the images to a 4:3 ratio when they should be 16:9. Resizing the photos in post-processing does fix it, and after they are sized to their proper ratio and resolution, they look quite good in most lighting situations, but in a modern camera this should not be an issue and is something Vantrue needs to fix. This camera has a fairly large built-in battery, but it's not enough to be relied on well in parking mode. I found the battery lasts about 30 minutes in parking mode, so it's best to get it hardwired to the car battery. As a result, I didn't get to test the parking mode extensively, but what I did try seems to work fine. The camera also seems to have a GPS option, but I couldn't get it to work, so it must not be built in. Overall, the design of the R2 is really where Vantrue hit home. I particularly like the included power cable that has its own USB port, the suction mount, and the button layout. The video quality is good during the day and great at night. I just wish that the camera was a little more covert when it is installed, and that it didn't have the artifact sparkle to it when in high definition mode. but it's hard to see the difference in video quality unless it's being directly compared to other cameras. It's up to you to decide if it's worth the extra $100 over the G1W series, but if build quality is any indication of reliability, I feel that the Vantrue will last longer than a G1W. Visit DrekiTech.com for more reviews, tech tips, and advice. Thank you for watching.